Hey friends, GBC, good to be with you again. I want to talk with you a little bit about our worship options for the month of March. As you've probably already seen by now, we're sticking with the now familiar structure for in-person services so that on March 7th, we have a special service for folks who are over the age of 60. On March 14th, we have a service for last names A through F. On March 21st, G through Q, and March 28th, R through Z. We continue to be so grateful for our special partnership with Georgetown College as they allow the generous use of the radio station, 93.7 WRVG FM, Georgetown College Radio. Many thanks to those who are making that partnership possible. And we continue to have online streaming options on Facebook and YouTube, which gives your household the opportunity to choose for yourself the options that are most helpful to you. Also want to share with you a little bit about some topics that the task force is tracking and prayerfully considering how best we should respond. Everybody's aware now that the vaccine is being distributed. We're also aware that there are these different variants of the virus that are circulating in our country and around the world. Just on Monday, we had statements released from the governor's office, who was talking about increasing capacity in gatherings, but we also had news from the CDC as they were urging states to continue caution. So there's a lot of information, there's a lot of different concerns, even as we start to see some encouraging signs right now in our overall case numbers. So we're tracking those things, and we'll also be looking early into April, because the first Sunday of April is Easter. We're that close to the celebration of resurrection, and that brings us closer to warmer weather as well, which may have some impacts on what we offer for our worship options. But for now, we're going to stick with those familiar themes. Those decisions about options for March had already been released in the newsletter before the governor and the CDC released their latest statements. So we're going to stick with those in the month of March and really start looking into April as to what other options we might be able to offer and other ways that we might be able to serve individual households. So for now, one thing I want to ask of you is please continue as you arrive on a Sunday morning for an in-person worship service. Please continue to enter the facility at the door that is closest to the section where you want to be seated. So for example, if you come in the Hamilton Street door, please be ready to be seated there in that section closest to the piano. Or if you come in the main steps at the corner of Hamilton and College Street, please be prepared to sit in one of those center sections closest to the door. Or if you come in the rear entrance off of the small parking lot on Clinton Street, please be prepared to be seated at the cross. That approach keeps us from having folks crisscrossing the facility, and that just makes it safer for everybody. And as always, we just continue to look forward to having fellowship on the grounds after the service is over. So that's what we're doing. Those are the recommendations that we have from our task force. We're very grateful for their continued service and for our wonderful congregation that just continues to be so considerate, so respectful, so flexible and gracious. Thank you for taking that approach. Thank you for your ongoing connections within the life of the congregation, and how we look forward to being able to have larger gatherings, and how we look forward to being together. But for now, we'll continue in these ways with gratitude for your goodness and for your maturity in the Lord. Thank you for those things. I miss you, friends. I love you. I look forward to seeing you in the very near future. God bless you.